time's a charm. Let me get a sip of coffee first. Cheers. All right. So, hello. I'm Kristen Lee. I was tagged by Bunnycakes for the Golden Girls book tag challenge, and I got super excited, but I got tagged over a week ago, and the amazing human that Betty White has had so many specials, and I didn't want to bore my friends and family with all my bookish videos, so I was trying to find a twist on it. So I wanted to share my fun facts that I was finding as I was looking things up. But if you're like me, and when Betty White passed, you might have been looking up these things anyway, so you might already know it, but I'm gonna go through with it anyway so that my friends aren't entirely bored because they've been listening to me talk about books forever. I took my allergy pills, so hopefully I don't sniff as much. And I'm doing things in the morning instead of at night, so hopefully I'm more ready for this video. But I'm excited. So I'm gonna break it up into bits and pieces like I normally do today, because little man might be popping in, so I don't know. And yeah, happy Sunday. The first Golden Girl is Blanche, and her prompt is a book exploring sexuality and relationships. I'm assuming that it's your first intro, bookish wise. So mine was The Great Anne Rice. My friends used to invite me to parties for video games and things like that, and I would have a book this big in my pocketbook, because I stink at video games, and I'd be chilling on a couch or whatever reading one of these tomes. But it introduced me to my favorite genre of books, and that's paranormal romance. So I still love her, even though as her books progressed they became more religious and not where I was at that time in my life. So, but she introduced me to worlds that I absolutely love. So Blanche's fun fact is Rue wasn't supposed to have a southern accent. She had a conversation with the executives, and they're like, no. And she's like, but she's from the South. So she mimicked her accent from her aunt, because I guess her aunt moved somewhere and she didn't want to sound Oakley, have an Oklahoma accent. So she took a British accent with Southern, and it kind of was what Rue came up with for the show. So I knew that, but I forgot it. So when I was going through interviews on YouTube and stuff, to hear her speak not as Blanche was really wild for me, because it's been a while since I looked them up. So that was my fun fact for Blanche. All right, so next up is Rose, and it's a book that reminds you where you grew up. So I want to say for the last 15 years, the city where I'm from, which is Troy, New York, tried to bring, people back for festivals and things like that. And one of the things that they brought to the city that was really cool was a steampunk fest. And I think they still do it. I don't know, since the pandemic, what has been going on, and especially because I moved to California. But it was really cool to see something that I had only seen in videos about Comic-Cons in my actual town. And one of the admins for the council to have the fest come wrote a book. So his name is Robert Hirsch, and he wrote a steampunk novella, Clash of the Fae, Troy, New York. And I believe I had him sign it for me. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Oh, yes I did. And he signed it, which was kind of cool. He was Dr. I have no idea. Huh. I guess he printed it himself too. I only read a few pages when I first got it, so I don't remember much about it, but I love the fact that I have this. Rose's fact, it's Betty White. I don't have anything new to share other than if you haven't watched Betty White, the First Lady of Television, it's beautiful. Any fact that you want to know about her is in that documentary. I think I watched it on Netflix. I haven't watched her 100th birthday celebration yet, where everybody's honoring her, but I did watch that documentary, and it was so wild to see her so young and vibrant and all the things she did for television. So that's my fun fact to share. And next up is Dorothy, and her prompt is a book that makes you feel smarter. I don't know that I feel smarter with these books, but I love the badass books. I feel inspired after I read passages from here. I love the author. I think that she has a very cool brand. And yeah, if you haven't picked up one of these, and you can find it at like probably a dollar store now, pick one up. It helps uplift you. And my Dorothy fact is that Bea Arthur didn't have pierced ears. I kind of knew that. I knew that her obnoxious large earrings were clip-ons. What I didn't know is that her ears were numb for most of the tapings of the show. And I was like, that had to have been so painful. No wonder she's like this and looks miserable in all of some of her close-up shots. So I thought that was a cool fun fact. And now we're on to my favorite Golden Girl is Sophia. Her prompt is picture it. A book featuring a character giving their life story. I don't have the actual book because I listened to it on audiobook. But my choice for that was Green Lights with Matthew McConaughey. If you have the chance to read it, I think that you should listen to it. If you don't want to pay the Audible fees, I found a new love for Libby, which you just type in your library card and you put it on hold like you would if you went to the library, except it's all digital. And to hear him tell his stories, I thought that it was going to be him just boasting how he's basically just floated through Hollywood and been successful. But it wasn't. It's very uplifting. It's very, very real. And I loved listening to it. So if you have a chance to listen to that. And Sophia's fun fact is Estelle Getty underwent plastic surgery between seasons 1 and 2, and the makeup to make people older and things with CGI and things like that hadn't really happened yet, and they didn't have the money or time to do the makeup, and the makeup crew was all distraught because she had this facelift done, and it upped her makeup time to 45 minutes to an hour to make her look older. So I was like, I knew that it took a process because I've watched documentaries about Mrs. Doubtfire and things like that, so I kind of knew what went behind it. But the fact that this was the late 80s into the early 90s was kind of wild, because I don't know many shows that did that. So that's my fun fact for Sophia. Next is Stan. It is a book that you love to hate. And don't come for me, but mine is Game of Thrones. I hated the books. I loved the TV series. I hated the books. I tried to read the first one before the first season came out, and I did, and I was excited, and they kind of kept with the story of the first book for the first season. I went to read the second and third books, and I think I threw one of them. I was so angry because it was so Shakespearean, and so, you invest all this time into this character, and then they kill him. And I'm like, why? Why did you waste my time? Because they're huge books. So I never finished. I was like, I'll just watch the TV show. I absolutely love the TV show, even the last season. I love the dragons and everything, so that's what I love to hate. And then there wasn't much on the actor that played Stan. So the only things that I found interesting was he was in a few episodes of Murder, She Wrote, and he also was a voice actor in Batman the Animated Series. He played a mob boss. I'm like, how do you just get that job? So that was my fun fact about Stan. We are on prompt number 6, which is Cheesecake. It is a book that you love to read over and over again. This is where I'm going to show my love for, educating kids, and my daycare is going to come out of me. My favorite books are the monster at the end of the book and another monster at the end of the book. I absolutely love these stories. I give them as gifts. My little bro loves these. I love Grover, and I love the fact that they incorporated Elmo with this one. So yeah, I love the fact that it's interactive too. Like the fact that, he tells you not to open the first page, and then it's silly from there out. So that's that one. Or Winnie the Pooh. And I like to read this at nap time or bedtime. Pooh Bear is one of my favorite characters. So those are the books that I picked for that. And the fun fact that I found about Cheesecake was there were over 100 cheesecakes consumed by the ladies through the entire series. And most of us already know that B. Arthur did not like cheesecake, but that's a lot of cheesecake. And where did was that a real fridge? Or did they order the cheesecake for that day? Like, that's the things that I want to know. Like, that's a lot. I don't know. I just, or if you had to do the take again, like, do you spit it out? I don't know. I have no idea, but that just kind of floored me. I have to do this one again. Number 7 is Golden. It is a book exploring aging and the golden years. So I chose Where the Crawdads Sing. I don't read a lot of books where any of the characters age. Usually they become immortal or something tragic happens, or it's just that adventure or whatever in their life kind of thing. I don't read a lot of, even my memoirs, like I don't read like Elizabeth Taylor through the years or something like that. I've never read them, so I don't know if I understood the assignment, but this is what I picked. And it's a really good book. I can't even explain what it's about. You kind of just have to take on the journey. And then my fun fact for Golden was I didn't know that Golden Palace had a season or 2 seasons. It aired from 92 to 93. I had no idea. I remember watching daytime talk shows with my Nana, and I remember them talking about it, and I knew that B. Arthur didn't want to be part of it, and I don't remember it being on, and I don't remember any of the reruns, like on sick days from school where I'd watch Golden Girls all day. I don't remember the show being on it, so I was kind of shocked that even happened, and that God, some of the Avengers are on it, so it was wild. So the last 2 prompts are thank you for being a friend, and to pick a book with a strong friend group. I chose Lightning Girl. I have fallen in love with her. I started reading chapter books from Usborne Books and More when I got involved about over a year ago. I have a lot of friends and family that have older children that wanted suggestions for their kids, and little bro is going to be 4, and I didn't know. So I picked up Lightning Girl and a few others, and I just fell in love with her. I like the fact that she's a superhero. She finds out she's a superhero, and rather than get picked on and bullied and her best friend turn on her like the normal superhero tropes, she has all of the bully type kids become her closest friends, and each friend has something that they can contribute to her adventures. So I thought that was really cool. She has a strong family. She has an extended family, and I really love this book. Well, book series actually. And then I have to tag a friend. So I'm gonna tag Peter Mon, just to see if he'll do it. It would be cool if he did. But he has a channel called Peter Likes Books. He has introduced me to genres and books that I don't know if I would have picked up at the bookstore or when I was at Target or wherever. So I'm tagging him, and I'm also tagging another Kristen who is a vloggerino, and her channel is Kristen Craves Books, and I'm going to be joining her and 3 other creators to see how they do their panel for readathon, read along. Anyway, they are starting this dragon series. I'm really excited. I've never heard anything about it. This one is called A Natural History of Dragons, a memoir by Lady Trent by Marie Brennan. And this is going to start in February, and then we're going to read each book in the series each month after that. So I'm excited to be part of the chat for the live streams. There's supposed to be a Discord, but I've never read a book with a book group at the same time as somebody else is reading the book. So I think it's going to be cool. So I tag her. I also chose causes and charities to link if you didn't get to donate on Monday because of whatever, and you wanted to do something in honor of Betty White. I picked 4 charities for each Golden Girl. So for Betty White, I picked the ASPCA. For B. Arthur, I picked the Trevor Project. For Rue McClanahan? Oh my goodness, I butchered her name, but I am not stopping this video. So, Rue, apparently she died from breast cancer. So I put the National Breast Cancer Awareness link. And then it's been rumored, but not confirmed, that Estelle Getty had Parkinson's. So I'm putting Michael J. Fox, his foundation, on there as well. So those are my Golden Girl charities that I chose to share with you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for watching the video. And I hope you all stay golden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.